Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Apparently Lucasfilm has devolved into a bunch of finger-pointing, and apparently the news is broken that dragging Palpatine's corpse into Episode 9 was Kathleen Kennedy's idea. Yes, the reason why the Emperor is back can be placed squarely on the shoulders of Kathleen Kennedy. Well, who would have thought, huh? But let's get into this article. From Sci-Fi Reports, according to Chris Terrio, who wrote The Rise of Skywalker with J.J. Abrams, this plot point came from on high at Lucasfilm. According to McDermott, Lucas told him that Palpatine was dead. What changed? Well, Lucasfilm changed hands over from Lucas's control to Disney, and the managerial purview of President Kathleen Kennedy and Senior Vice President Michelle Wedgwin, two executives and producers that Terrio, in an interview with Awards Daily, credits with shaping the end of the Star Wars saga. So Her High and Mighty Majesty went down to her plebes and ordered them to bring the Emperor back to life. We can see how that worked out. So how's shaping the end of the Star Wars saga working out for you, Kathleen Kennedy? IGN reports Palpatine's return in Rise of Skywalker was apparently Kathleen Kennedy's idea, though Colin Trevorrow, who was originally tapped to helm Episode 9, had credited J.J. Abrams with having the idea to bring the Emperor back for the conclusion. A new Awards Daily interview with Rise of Skywalker co-writer Chris Terrio seems to shift the narrative a bit. And this is where the finger-pointing comes in. Clearly, someone was trying to say it was J.J. Abrams' idea to bring the Emperor back, but now they're saying it's Kathleen Kennedy's. As you can see, a lot of people are basically trying to shift blame off of themselves so that they have a career coming tomorrow. After the disaster that is Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker is long dead and buried. This is what these guys are praying for the whole long enough that this, while all the heat dies down a bit, so then they'll come out of their holes, they'll get on their knees and crawl to their masters and beg their corporate overlords, or well, just Disney, not to fire them, and that this entire debacle wasn't their fault. Here are more excerpts from the articles we've been reading. In it, Terrio possibly credits Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy with wanting to bring back Palpatine. Kathy Kennedy and SVP Michelle Wedgwin had a clear plan for where they wanted things to end, Terrio said. They had clear plans about certain narrative marks they wanted us to hit. They also gave us a lot of freedom within that. We knew that Rey and Ren were utterly key to this trilogy, but we also felt that there was no way that we were going to not find a path to redemption for Kylo Ren, the son of Han and Leia. See where they said they had clear plans? I know that's a lie because I've seen recent reports about the Rise of Skywalker, where that kiss between Rey and Ren at the end of the movie before Ren dies, that in fact was filmed and planned over the last few months before the movie was released. No, bringing the Emperor back, having both of them kiss, no, there were no plans for this. There most certainly was no plan to ruin the ending of the Return of the Jedi. But anyway, let's get back to this article. That's when we really started aggressively pursuing this idea that there's an old evil that didn't die, he continued. The source of the evil in the galaxy is this dark spirit, waiting for its revenge and biding its time, the entity known as Palpatine. In this version, his body died in the Return of the Jedi. He is patient and has been waiting. He dug his foxhole and has been waiting for his chance to reestablish his total domination. So you're telling me that Emperor Palpatine went all the way across the galaxy to the unknown regions, dug himself a hole, threw himself into it with his armies and his super Death Star destroyers, has been patiently waiting for 30 years while I guess he can't twiddle his thumbs, he's an undead corpse, to wait for Kylo Ren, the snot-nosed punk, to come and find him so he can reestablish his domination of the galaxy that he could have done at any time because he had armadas of, and I really mean this again, super Death Star destroyers he could have launched at any planet at any time. And he waited for Kylo Ren for what reason? This article's nearing its end, so let's finish it off. When asked if Palpatine had always been the plan prior to Episode 9, Terrio said, "Well, I can't speak to Kathy's overall intent. That was certainly discussed and was discussed before I ever came on. Kathy had this overall vision that we had to be telling the same story for 9 episodes. Although from the sleight of hand of Episode 7 and Episode 8, you wouldn't necessarily know immediately that we were telling the same story. She thought it would be a very strong end for the 9th movie. This fits well with JJ because he loves magic tricks." By clear plan, they mean pulling out old ideas from their ass. It's like a Mexican finger-pointing standoff. God, have I told you all how much I hate Hollywood speak? None of these people can possibly tell the truth. It's always hidden behind a facade of goodwill and false pretenses. When you hear J.J. Abrams say he's all for what Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi, you can pretty much tell that he's really angry at the man for destroying all of the narratives he had set up in The Force Awakens, forcing him to bring back Emperor Palpatine. Oh, excuse me, he was forced by Kathleen Kennedy to bring back Emperor Palpatine. Well, I guess that brings the guillotine down on both of their necks, doesn't it? Kathleen Kennedy is a total and complete moron, and she has morons working with her because they are bootlickers who do nothing but praise her and do whatever she says. So J.J. Abrams brought back Emperor Palpatine, and it looks like he was given the blame at first by everybody, but now it comes out that Kathleen Kennedy was the one behind him, and she told him to do it. Well, I guess the chicken comes home to roost, because this is just going to make you look even worse, Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, it's not enough that both you and Bob Iger look like you've betrayed George Lucas, the original creator of Star Wars, but you're also basically putting agenda politics ahead of everything, and that means making sure Rey comes off as the total badass, right? But you're not doing that at all. All you're making her is Rey Skywalker, the new and improved version of Mary Sue. Congratulations, Kathleen Kennedy, you've done something. You've given us the replacement for Mary Sue, and that is Rey Skywalker, who is nothing but a total unlikable character who is as about as sympathetic as a brick, and is about as human as an insect. And you had 3 movies to develop her, but you did nothing. All you had was a strong whammon that no one could possibly sympathize with. And all the other characters, well, Finn basically is just a background character, and he was originally supposed to be her co-star, but was now been replaced by Kylo Ren, basically, who throughout all 3 movies has had his ass continuously handed to him by her, and in this last one dies for her, and that totally ruins any kind of character arc that was set up in the first movie, The Force Awakens, when he was supposed to be the dragon to the new big bad of the series, but no, you had him kill Snoke in The Last Jedi, and now we're left with Kylo Ren being a total wuss throughout the last movie, and is now the dragon of Emperor Palpatine, who should be dead and buried, but no. You had to bring him back because you let Rian Johnson kill off Snoke, and so you went back to the original trilogy, resurrected Emperor Palpatine, and brought him back as a puppet on a string. And now he basically is your mouthpiece to say white male supremacy and misogyny, right? And any other kind of isms you are partial to. Just so you would have a villain to throw at Rey in the final movie. And you have him die in the most stupid way imaginable. You have Rey deflect his lightning back at him, which he should have easily been able to stop by basically turning off his Force lightning powers and not dying in such a stupid way as basically him just spraying himself with his own power till his body burned away to nothing. Then you have Rey go to Tatooine, and there she takes both Luke Skywalker's old house and his last name, and she becomes Rey Skywalker, and this is how this movie ends, and this is how all of Star Wars ends. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is currently doing a subscriber purge and an ad revenue purge, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. Then go over to BitChute and and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you also please share this video? Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere you think it'll do the most good, because YouTube isn't going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now listen closely, it's plug-in time again. Keep checking back in all my future videos for more information on my upcoming independent comic book Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.